Marcus Garvey was the father of nation Jamaica. He was also a freedom fighter, and he was a journalist. He used to run a newspaper in New York, and he got some money selling this thing, and he asked all these African people in New York to get into the ship called Black Star Liner. And he bought a second-hand ship. When I asked all the Africans to get in, we are going back to the father's land.
Oh, I see.
But nobody got in. Nobody wanted to go back from America, So, but he was considered also a major figure for Rastafarians. Their ideology, probably based on Marcus Garvey. He was a Jamaican. He was a journalist. Also, he was also exiled to London a long time. It's all this black movement, the Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, all this kind of.
You have a lot of black music. Is that the correct?
I listen to a lot of Jamaican music.
Is that the correct way to say it? No.
Yeah.
Jamaican music.
Mostly Jamaican music, and also I like some African musicians like Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti's story.
No, tell me.
Fela Kuti was an amazing guy. He was a son of a pastor, not a church guy. He is come from a wealthy background. His father was a pastor.
Can you repeat the name again?
Fela Kuti. K-U-T-T-I. Fela F-E-L-A. So Fela Kuti, what happened is, Fela Kuti studied classical Western music in London. But he went back to Africa. He changed to kind of African jazz music and fusion music. His own, very much his own type of music. And he had a huge band. And some 18 or something number of ladies fly with him, in the concerts. He married all of them in a day.
All of
One
them?
day, yeah.
All of them?
All of them are his wives. He stood for the election, presidential
that's
election.
Real colourful.
Presidential election, he stood for the election. And he lost.
Naturally.
Nigerian
Naturally.
election. When he lost, he said, now, my property and my home is an independent republic. It's not part of Nigeria. It's a separate country. And he died of AIDS, 1990s.
With 18 wives or more.
So Fela Kuti was, Fela Kuti is like, he could play any instrument, genius. Guitar, piano, saxophone, he play everything in the stage. Sometimes he only wear an underpant. There are no other clothes. He perform in the public. Very radical, too radical. So one of the great musicians, I'll send you his music. It's great, amazing. It's African jazz kind of music. So some people consider him as an African Beaumont, African counterpart. But a fella was a very special man, very talented musician. And his lyrics are wonderful, very poetic. Yeah. Water Have No Enemy, one of his songs called.
Oh.
That's true, no? Water, you can't stop water. That kind of song, then about education. A lot of things are political, very political, social and political music. So Fela Kuti also, I think, died very young, 40 or 45 years.
Which period was he?
He's in the 1970s, 80s, he died probably in the 90s. I remember when he passed away, it was in the newspaper and all that. Yeah. So he declared his home as an independent country. That I don't want to be part of Nigeria. It's so corrupt. I don't want to be an independent nation. He's slightly mad. I don't know. Smoke cigarettes. But that's attitude, that attitude.
Yeah, attitude and eccentricism.
Yeah.
And the guts to stand up to it.
Yes. So that was amazing. Music, see, the Jamaican music, I talk about Jamaican music. Mostly Jamaican music happened is actually, Jamaica was a tourist country, all the English tourists, American tourists, summer they go because they have beautiful beaches and hills and all that. So when these people go, the Jamaicans play American jazz music. In the restaurants and cafes and all that, mostly American music, black music.
Live music.
Live, So then, the tourist people said, we are come from this music area. We want something of your own music, Jamaican music. So Jamaica traditionally have a music called kumina. and this thing, you know, Harry Belafonte is
Spell Kuina.
Kumina music.
Okay.
Kumina, they're traditional drum. Then this is Harry Belafonte. What is that music called? You know, very Calispo music. So they developed this Jamaican the music they are going to call ska, SKA, ska music.
SAA.
Yeah, ska.
SKAA.
Yeah, you know, SKA, ska, ska music. So they started using a lot of saxophone, but slightly different than the drumming from the Americans, you know. So it's almost getting into kind of Jamaican music. So that music they played from 59 to 63. They played this music. No, 59 to 66 they played this music. It's called ska. But Bob Marley was a young man. He played a lot of music and then satellites. Because at that time in America they sent this thing called satellites. So they called satellites. You know, that was the first Jamaican ska band, satellites. So then satellites was very successful because what is the interesting thing about ska music was, you know, they used the standing bass, you know, like
It's the whole big jazz instrument.
You know, they play like this, you know, very heavy. So then there's a saxophone, other instruments. The singer had to sing very loud in order to hear his voice.
Right.
Otherwise, his voice will go with that. So for singers, ska was not very good music. They can't express so much about themselves. The instrument dominate like anything. Then 66, what happened is actually they slowed down the music and cut off a lot of part, like a horn part, you know, a lot of instruments they don't want it. And they give more drum and bass. And the singer have a lot of importance. Singer became very prominent. So then they started singing all these love songs and beautiful. Not like Rastafarian, not ideologically. You know, beautiful music. The rocksteady is one of the best music in the world.
Can you sing a line?
Rocksteady.
Whichever you like.
Sit by me, I will sit by you. And it goes on. It's mostly love song. There are the famous bands are called the Heptones, the Paragons, you know, the Termites, you know, the Ken Booth, Alton Ellis, and this, you know, the Eternals. You know, there are a lot of great. They later became reggae singers. So the rocksteady only worked at the time 66 to 69. It was a rocksteady period. That time Bob Marley doesn't have much rocksteady song because he was in America, Denver, staying with his mother and working in Chrysler. You know this. What is that? You know.
Car company. Ford.
The car company.
Ford company.
Ford, yeah. So he was an employee there. He was a young boy, some 20 years old. Then he missed the whole rocksteady period. He was in America. So he went back in 69. Then the rocksteady was over. It became a reggae. So reggae came the Haile Selassie, the god, more of a spiritual, rebellious, militant music. You know, so that took over the world. It's destroyed all other kind of music, and reggae became one of the prominent music, and Bob Marley became like nobody can touch him.
Rock star.
That high up, you know. And he died at the age of 36 of cancer because he didn't do any treatment. Yeah, because they were against him. But he went for a treatment in Germany, but they said, you know.
It was too late.
Yeah, too late. So he passed away at 36.
Bob Marley is your most favorite.
Bob Marley is one of the most famous ones because he is very well known. He's like Jesus. All over the world, people know his name. I think after Jesus, I think Bob Marley is the most well-known person.
You painted number of paintings on it, didn't you?
Yeah. Now I'm not going to do it.
Who's your current favorite?
Current favorites are there are a lot of them.
What about Indian music?
I like Little Roy. You know, I like all the rocksteady. Rocksteady is my favorite musicians. It's 66 to 69 period. You know the.
Oh, I see.
You want to hear a rocksteady? I can play for you. I have a lot of rocksteady.
Next time.
Yeah. So I play a lot of rocksteady. Slim Smith, some musician called Slim Smith. He only lived 25 years old. His girlfriend's husband killed him.
You know all their personal stories, right?
I read about them because I'm interested in what kind of people they were. You know?
And their personal
then
stories.
Then I will get an idea about who they are. You know?
Yeah.
And their lifestyle is very important.
Personal stories also make them what they are. Right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Of course, of course.
Mm.
So Slim Smith was like that. I mean, every musician has a story like this.
Mm.
But most of them are short-lived.
I'm
You know,
interested
they're
in
nice.
your story.
My story.
Yes. Tell us
I
something.
don't have any story. See, that's how. So I got into this music very passionate about reggae, you know.
Mm.
I really love reggae. But I still play when I sitting around painting and all. Reggae never disturbed me. It's a very hard beat, you know.
Mm.
Very beautifully well played music.
Mm.
That's what reggae music
Is it symmetrical?
Nothing heavy or anything.
Mhm.
Yeah. Brother Georgie would make a firelight and love would burn in through the night. We would cook only porridge and we shall share with you. Yeah. You see my feet is only my carriage. I got to push on through. Yeah. This is what Bhavani singing. Then everything
Wonderful.
gonna be alright. Everything good. And this kind of lyrics.
They're smooth and
Very
soft.
smooth.
Yeah.
The Slim Smith is like this. One of his song called A Place in the Sun. Okay? A Place in the Sun.
who's
Slim Smith, this
Bomali?
guy who's died, his girlfriend's husband killed him. He's a great singer. He was greater than Bob Marley. He died very young, 1973 or something. He died. Like a long lost road, I keep trying to reach, moving on. There's a place in the sun where there's hope for everyone. There my poor restless heart got to run. There's a place in the sun, and before all my life is done, I got to find me a place in the sun. Beautiful lines.
Lovely.
What a line, you know.
Yeah.
I have to
Smooth.
find a place in the sun
Yeah.
for myself,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
kind of thing. So he's very soulful, you know, come from heart, you know. Great singer. He was great, but he died very young. For Jamaican people, Slim Smith is probably more greater than Bob Marley as a singer. Bob Marley is very famous. Bob Marley was a big character. You know? He doesn't stop in the airport and all, you know, to check his bag and all.
Oh, really?
He said, "Me don't kill me people." You know, he walk away. You know, yeah. He doesn't close his car, lock his car. He's saying that if I lock my car, I am doubting people. Yeah, if my people want to take money from me or take car, let them take it. It's fine. He was like that. His manager, you know, when the concert and all, the Milan and all, he had in 1980 100,000 people. Even in the Pope can't get that much people, you know. He was that influential. So his manager, someone called Don Taylor, he was taking money, you know, a lot of kerosene cash, and Marley doesn't know about it. Because Marley is always covered with the newspaper and people and all that, you know. So Marley got to know. So he called him. In front of his people, you know what he told me? He didn't question him or anything. He said, "Man, black man also should learn how to steal. White man only know that. Let him steal." No problem, you know. These kind of people they were. When he became very rich and his wife went and bought a house with a swimming pool and all that, you know, near the sea. Marley said, "Why do you need a swimming pool? We can swim in the sea. You know, we have massive swimming pool." Then he said, don't. Money have to be careful, otherwise God will take away. You know, he never touched money. He was living, you know, his own style of life. He was a superstar in the world, you know. But then he got cancer and he died. So right now there is a movie, you know, it probably came in Bombay, One Love, Bob Marley.
What is it called?
It's called One Love. It's an actor acting, you know, British actor. So all over the world they released it. I think on the Valentine Day they released it.
You
Must
seen
be
it?
running in Bombay.
Have you seen it? You seen
I
it?
want to see it, yeah. But I know all of his stories. So somebody saying that this film is not really justifying Mr. Marley. So the actors told me, in an interview, said, I can't act like him because his acting is original, real. You know, how can you have this such a massive spirit like Bob Marley? You know? So Bob was a great
Okay,
guy.
sing us one more, and then we'll close.
Okay.
Yeah,
Say about what?
whichever you like.
Yeah. This is what it says.
No, you sing one more, no? One more song.
Sing one more song.
Yes.
Ah. How can you been sitting there and telling me that you care? Well, every time I look around, people suffering every way, every day. I tell you what, some people get everything, but some people get nothing. Some people will have hope and dream, but here some people don't wait for a long. All together now, it's a survival. Yes, black survival. In this age of philosophies and scientific atrocities, some mix philosophies with the nuclear misenergies. You know, he used the very socio-political issues in his music. He was a great songwriter. Bob Marley's song will never die. You know, when he was that kind of musician. Every song is very good, very beautiful love songs, everything. Listen to him, you know, it's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
His music, and that accepted by all kind of people, all race of people. Japan.
Who promoted?
I mean, people liked his music. Suddenly, they thought, wow, this is something new we are hearing. And also black liberation, it's kind of a lot of radical movements also they are referring into. So it was the right music at the right time. So they promoted the reggae like anything. Mostly Bob Marley. There are Jimmy Cliff, Burning Spear, Toots and Maytals. There are a lot of other bands. They are equally as good as Bob Marley. But Bob is slightly more known because of whatever reason.
Personality.
His personality. Others also not bad, but
And
the
Jimi
Europeans
Hendrix?
think because he was half white, so British doesn't want to put him down and they want to promote him, because he got a British blood also in him, So anyway, he became huge.
Jimi Hendrix?
Jimi Hendrix died already when Bob Marley came up. So after Jimi Hendrix, Bob Marley became the superstar. Yeah. So interesting about Jimi Hendrix is also. So Jimi Hendrix was actually considered as the greatest guitar player in the world. He was so good in he can talk, But one of the interviewer asked him, "What do you feel like being the greatest, the guitarist in the world?" He said, "Ask Rory Gallagher." Another musician, there's an Irish singer called Rory Gallagher. I like him also. He's like age of 5 he started playing on the stage, So Jimmy saying, ask him, he is the one who had to answer that question. So Jimmy thought he was even greatest than him, That's so nice. Rory Gallagher. One band called the Taste.
Rory Gallagher.
Rory Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Yeah, Rory Gallagher. Very nice, good looking man. He died and he was a boozer. Too much of drinking. He died in Amsterdam while having some heart operation related to the alcoholism. But a great singer and guitarist, Rory Gallagher. Yeah. So all this, music, I really like the music.
Are there new superstars coming up there?
Oh, yeah, reggae, so many coming up. Chronics is a new one. Then Coffee, one young girl called Coffee. Coffee, yeah. She's big Coffee, Coffee is very big, Cocoa Tea. They all have funny names. Everton Blunder.
These are all adopted
These are adopted names. So they adopted themselves, Burning Spear. Burning Spear was a great. A lot of them I saw them live in Europe. from 96 onwards, I'm seeing them in Amsterdam, here and there, you know, in London. In summer, they all come around in summer with the public concerts, you know, free concerts on the park. They all come and play. I saw a lot of reggae singers. I saw Bomali's children, Sidney Molly and the Melody Makers. One of Bob's son got the Grammy this year, no? This year Grammy about Bomali's son. Yeah. So he became very, very famous. There are everything in his name: glasses, shirt, bag, cigarette paper,
Merchandise
like anything,
Yeah.
coffee.